happening here? Well, getting destroyed by rebels, coalitions, and Asians. But that's all according to plan. I'm just not seeing my own bigger picture just yet. Now, I'd like to break truce on these guys just so I could go and fight those rebs, stop them getting in my way. Not that they actually do any damage to me. I just don't like them. They're frustrating. Jake, how is Granada doing? Do they still exist? Because the AI did Spain as the Emperor. That's a good point. Sadly, Granada has ceased to be. But hopefully they'll rise up again like Funk Missile. That would make me happy. Not that many seem to care about my happiness. Jake, would you consider doing custom nation run on very hard, i.e. 50 points? Maybe, but maybe not. If you manage to give me some really horrible starting conditions, then I might be persuaded. Not something ultra dull like North American technology OPM tribe on Coco Island with all ideas relating to having better transport ships. That I probably couldn't get behind. I really hate these nationalists. Should have killed them when I had the chance. I'm also severely disappointed by the enemy not coming and taking care of those rebs. Whatever. There are other important matters at hand here right now. If they want to come and make a move on the rest of my... Ah, see, there they go. There they bloomin' go, don't they? And they have one maneuver, which is one more than I have. But we don't really care about Mill at the moment. Let's just have ourselves another general, because he's got the 3. Is the 3 better than the 1-5, really? Like I said, you can't worry about this stuff. I can slightly worry about that. But that's another recent uprising for the country. Really, all is well. Jake make a landlocked naval power. See, can't see the interesting part in that. Alright, let's... I remember Esteban Nico. He wasn't too bad. He did die at one point, though. Well, don't they all? Okay, it's been fun, but it is now time to kill some Asians. And we will kill them indiscriminately. I'm afraid I can't let you off that easily, Ming. They really just want white peace because this war has been going on for a while and they have other things to worry about, isn't that right? Yeah, revolts in Ming is giving a +20 to that, but even if it wasn't there I could concede defeat my way out of it. But that's not what I declared this war for. If I'd wanted a war without Ming, I would have declared a much more intelligent war. I can occasionally be intelligent, you know. Let's go clear up this mess. Everyone can be happy. But we're going to do it with 5 shock. Clear up you, you, and you. And take back the trade. Faultless. Jake, even if you got OPI, Dia's Jewish OPM horde can't stand in the middle of HRE. I tried it. there is another nation that I really want to play in the next expansion, and that's the OPM horde I've been talking about for quite a while. Yet not doing anything about. I forget their name all the time. It's like Sagrig something or other. Just north of Tibet. Because, yeah. Buddhism, yo. I've had some pathetic performances in this game before, and this ranks fairly high among them all. That's alright, we'll just kick some ass first. The Nationalists are actually doing me a favour here, so I'll let them keep doing what they do best, which is be revolting. 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe even 5. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Jake, is Malacca your capital? No, my capital is over in Pasai. Remember, I needed to culture shift to Sumatran for all this. The first circumnavigation in 1628. That would be really, really easy to beat. The AI doesn't take naval attrition, but I think it does take other things into account before it attempts that. Well, not my concern. How did you manage that? I thought you were way below being able to. Well, still. Ah, I do like this song. The Weeping Song. It's a reference to a pretty good song. But since we no longer need our high war exhaustion, we can pay it down. Heck, we can pay it right the way down. Hold on, I wonder if I can waste a lot of dip doing this. Yeah, probably. Jake admin cap. Oh, thanks for the heads up. Also good to know that I can hire advisors again. Yay. We have money and we didn't have to take loans. Hate loans. Just horrible. Right, I should have seen this coming. And in a sense I did, but now you die. You die more. Oh, there are a few of you. Yeah, I could ship you guys back. I mean, why bother doing that? When I could just erect an army. Time to die. Jake, do you miss Foix in the new start? Oh, have we shown that? Ah, I will always miss Foix. They were the heroes, really. I mean, I like many nations, but maybe that's the first time I fell in love. The Foix campaign was really entertaining. Mostly because when I was doing it, I was like, there's no way I can get this done in one shot. But it all just came together. The wacky idea became a reality. And that was really early campaign that I streamed, wasn't it? Ah, those were the days. When I was young and not a sellout. When it was pretty jaw-dropping that 30 people would watch. Jake, did you core Malacca yet? All in good time. Didn't I reduce autonomy here? I swear I reduced autonomy here. Did Malacca just fall too fast? Or am I... Did I take my stupid pills again? I can't remember. We'll reduce autonomy anyway. These generals anyway. Maybe the same guy that needs non-depleted troops on the front row, aka a complete casual. I just need one bloomin' province. This photo shows it. Yeah, it's been a busy week for me, so I haven't been keeping all that much up on the forums. Ah, yes, so it does. Well, yeah. As you can see there, France is pretty in one piece. It's actually probably going to make them a little weaker, so if you think France has been needing a nerf, now is the time to celebrate. But don't take my word for it. Play the game. There, that's all the shilling I want to do. Really, I only came here for one province, Pegu. But I find myself somewhat unsatisfied now that I'm able to just have it. Alright, how's our king? Walter Stewart, I really think you should take care of our nation. Yeah, I figured you would come for me there. On the 29th as well. Can you hold out? I doubt you can, but please try. We may not be Scots anymore, but we still fight like them. Ramsey says, Jake, good to see you again. How are you? Well, I'm doing great, thank you. Every day in this country is another day in paradise. That I completely do not deserve, but I'll take it anyway. Alright, Walter, your first duty as general at the age of 59 is to see to it that this siege is successful. GG. Alright, so what's next for Walter? Well, frankly, Ming are embarrassing. I can't quite walk all the way up there. Is that because of Ayutthaya? Probably. Ayutthaya, access please. Still not good enough though. Why? Why? I could get through Ayutthaya and around here. Maybe the lack of Annan access is the problem? Can't see how it would have been. We still have access around here, potentially? Well, that is neither here nor there. Everybody over to Patani first. We don't have nearly as many cannons as I would like, and our horses are pretty dead. But better horses than heirs, right? I want Beijing, so please take it. Meantime, you folks, get back to making me the boondollar. Yeah, right here. Since we're still waiting on this truce to end, not for much longer, thankfully. What happened to M. Goetze? I haven't seen him chat in ages. I am led to believe he's still alive. You know what, Walter Stewart is all well and good, but I quite like Estevan Nico. Get to work. Ming wants white peace? No, never. God, Malacan nationalists are about to rise up again. They're going to prevent this core, aren't they? I can smell it. They're going to rise up at 90-something% and cause bad times for me. Okay, I'll take it. But we're still going to get nationalists. Jake, it looks like revolts in Ming. Don't just walk into them. Pfft. Do you know who I am? Risk taker, ball breaker, money maker. That's why we must take Beijing. We've got to put them in their place. So maybe we get this little rebellious outbreak. You can't worry about these things. This I can worry about though. Ah, hello aristocrat. Good to know you're still able to recognize a scrub. Alright, good job, Beijing. Close enough. I only want this one bloomin' province. Maybe take some war reparations to make up for it all. Estevanico is a clever man. Now march back south. And with that, I believe... Oh, man! Coalition! I forgot about that. They, of course, hate my guts, and they, of course, join the coalition. But the coalition's kinda small, but I need to annex Sunda. Can I annex them during the coalition? Probably not. Let's do it anyway. Dust Force. Oh man, now that's a pretty tricky game. Pretty great game though. The music is fantastic. Do I need to core Patani? I should have checked that Patani was the last one I needed. But it seems to be the last one that counts as the Malay Peninsula. Give them what's for Estevanico. I heard about an interesting strategy. The all-cavalry strategy. And not as a horde. And I was intrigued. Something I wouldn't mind trying someday, but then it would just be like copying someone else's strategy, which... yeah. Why not just think up your own at that point? Alright, good job. Now, time to go and deal with the rest of these guys, whilst I pay far too many, thanks to my innumerous leaders. We don't need war focus anymore. Pshaw. As Poland, Jake? No, I heard it as a Lithuania player. Or rather, from a Lithuania player. They did in multiplayer as well. I mean, any strategy pretty much can work fine in single player. But if your strategy works in multiplayer, then that is true testament to how good it is. How is Europe, Jake? Yeah, well, that should pretty much deal with that region for a long time. That is a little frightening. Look at all that blue on Castile. You can reduce Ile de Frogs to, well, Ile de Frogs, and they find a way to make a comeback. I believe the issue at hand is the fact that Austria is on their side. I mean, what is this? What is this? At war with Burgundy, I can believe that. But it is also rather nice to see Normandy establishing themselves around here. Didn't Poitou used to belong to Castile? I gave it to them in order to cut them in, or rather cleave France in two. Perhaps my memory is playing tricks on me. I've certainly seen worse Europes. Gelra, though. What is with Gelra being a powerhouse these days? Milan. Milan is 3 provinces. Yeah, just by coincidence they get super buffed for the multiplayer game where Wiz gets to play as Milan and I get to play as Little Venice. Can't complain all that much. Venice got a little buff too. A buff enough to destroy the Ottomans on the first session. Costly, but prestigious. But I'm sure the Ottoman player is going to want revenge, and they respawned over as one of the Jurchen tribes. They very quickly formed Manchu, and they are an excellent player, so they are no doubt going to demolish Asia, more or less. Eat it all up. I should be concerned about this, and I am. But I'll deal with it. So I wonder if I wait 5 years, do I get the 100% on this coalition? That could be abusable. If you're the kind of person that can project power overseas but keep yourself safe in another place. Someone like Britain. But then who places Britain? Jake always spices coffee at work. Jake, how is the MP game? Does anyone from Paradox HQ play fair, or are all they backstabbing intriguants? Now that's a new word. I don't think anyone wants to be the backstabber. So there is that. I mean, if you backstab, you will have yourself painted as a backstabber for future games. So that's a fairly good disincentive from it. However, there is always ambition, and there will be times when I will have questionable actions in the game. I have made it clear to other players that although we can have some general agreements on borderlines, if they are too slow or too weak, then those guidelines shall be shall we say reconstructed. Lithuania, Muscovy players, I'm looking at you. You can say you want parts of Asia all you want, but you have to get there. Yeah, annexing you is most likely out of the question. We'll give it 5 years, because I I actually don't know this. There are too many gameplay mechanics in this that I'm just not familiar enough with. And that is shameful on me. DDR, I will eat your face, Jake. Come on, I'm not that nasty. Wouldn't make a promise and break it like that. Jake, you mean if Milan gets weaker, you will kick Wiz's ass? Well, here's the thing. Wiz kept going up and taunting me with how he could have destroyed me during my Ottoman campaign, and it was just out the goodness of his heart and the fact that nobody told him that he should go and destroy me, that he let me live, all that kind of... Well, he could have killed me anyway. Could have just made a massive alliance and destroyed me. I mean, he tried to do it twice, and I slaughtered him mercilessly. Had people in the office going up to his desk, pointing and laughing at him, but that's neither here nor there for this campaign. So no, I am not just going to turn around and stab Wiz in the back just because I think he's a little weak. Because he didn't do it to me, and that would be very unsporting. However, when we get later in the game and the glistening of the trophies starts turning even the hearts of good men into wicked souls, well, who knows? I certainly don't. The admin cap is another thing that's, you know, just a little guideline. I don't want to spend all that. What can I waste admin on? We need a more stable country, frankly. We could do without that war exhaustion. What you're saying, Jake, is that when times are on the table, all bets are off. Well, here's something to consider. When you're playing this game, when do you declare war on another nation? And the answer is hopefully when you are almost certain that you will win that war. So if you are declared a pawn by another player, there's a good chance that you are declared war upon because they think they can beat you. And the players in-house are good players. If they think they can beat you, they are probably right, unless you have some really good tricks up your sleeve. Well, look at these guys. They think they're going to win. What do you want? Bearing in mind that you may not have my buckets of ducats. God, jeez, that's going to take forever. Sub that. Just take my money. Get the hell out of my face. Lost my train of thought there. Okay, so another player in the office declares war on you. It's because they think they're going to win, and they're generally going to be right because they're good players. They play around with the game a lot. It's a labour of love. Wiz, of course, was wrong twice, and that is why he got 100% occupied by me, as his allies went and somewhat ignored his plights. I don't think he would be wrong the third time around. So, if it's getting to a situation, you may as well be the one to do the stabbing than the one to get stabbed. Or you have to be really confident in yourself. It just depends. I don't want to be a backstabber. I would rather be... I would rather that my staunch ally stabbed me in the back than I was the one to stab them. Take Arabia, for example. Early on, myself and Arabia, we were like, together we can destroy the Ottomans, but we gotta do this together. And it has worked out great so far. We have mutually benefited from the carving up of the Turkish lands. Except for the fact that the Ottomans' parting gift for us when he died was aristocratic ideas. And it was only much later on when I started to go, why is Constantinople several hundred admin more to core than I thought? And I was like, oh dear. Thanks, Ottomans. But yes, myself and Mamluks turned Arabia have benefited greatly from it. And I would never, in this game, stab Arabia in the back. I'm going to put that out there. As long as we continue to work together, I will be by his side through thick and thin, because we have now formed a bond that you can only form on the heated battlefield in Anatolia and Greece. Greek love, you could even call it. But that would be a bit sketchy. Yeah, you're right, admin cap. Oh well, let's get stable and reduce war exhaustion. In fact, is that enough? Yeah. $350 ducats gone. Don't worry, I really enjoy the pain that you feel. Is aristocratic ideas a protective shield in multiplayer, Jake? Yes. Suddenly people really don't want your lands if they have to pay more coring cost. It's not an indestructible shield though. I mean, if somebody has aristocratic but they are becoming a massive threat to you, it's not going to stop you carving them up. You might not even take their land to own for yourself, but bear in mind that aristocratic ideas will only work when you have a core. If you punch someone and force vassals out of them in provinces that are not their exact culture, they're going to lose that core, and suddenly it becomes a lot more attractive, especially if you're punching out a nation that would happily be your diplo-vassal. Okay, this is unpleasant. I don't have a 100% war score after the 5 years. So what am I going to do? Well, the first thing I'm going to do is, that's a nasty amount of war exhaustion, I don't want to have that, is get my troops back there. Yeah, sure, just why not? Hitting A, but it affects the bottom one. Good to know. And where the heck are you going? Get over there. Alright, good to know. Would have been better to know if I wasn't so stupid, but... Hold on, something there looked strange. Where did all the options go? Huh. Interesting. Yet at the same time, not very interesting. Alright, there we go. Let's get that land. It's probably a waste of time to core it. But I like wastes. And let's go. So wasteful. I like Jake's scrub wasteful strats at this stage of the game. It's because you really don't care at this stage of the game. Break truce, because truce is just a piece of paper. That's right, it's not just a number. We got those extra mercs just in case this assault failed, but of course it didn't fail, because we are ex-Scots. Expats, really. Good fight, good night. I mean, who's going to coalition us now? Welcome. Och, I ken. The spice must flow. And now we have the achievement, the spice must flow. And a lovely purple colour. Claims on everything, but who cares? This campaign is over, and now I need to think of another one to keep me sane. Oh, here they are. Sarig Yogir. I really want to play as them. I mean, I just fire in my belly when I think about playing as them. I'll have to wait for the next one. The next campaign, I mean. The next expansion, that's it. Or DLC or patch, or whatever you want to call it. Okay, but let's suppose you really wanted this achievement, but you didn't want to give up the good old Scottish. Well, what you do is Task Manager. End process. Bearing in mind that I still have that achievement. Because, I mean, sometimes you need to do some really disgusting things in order to get all these achievements. And you're just like, I don't want to turn Scotland into Malaya. How horrifying. Jake, do you have the Chivo, where you vassalized your overlords as a former colonial? Yes, I got that one. I got that one a long time ago. Jake just sent you a message for a custom nation idea. Do with it what you wish. Says Uber charged Christmas tree 1. Huh. Stupid name, but not a bad one. And now when we load up the game, ignore those. We are still Scotland. Pretty good out of 10. Alright, this has been the Old Alliance reversed, and the spice must flow as Scotland. And Europe is a thing of beauty in its own sick and twisted way. It's pretty late, so late that I am tempted to say we're not going to finish our set here. But we will anyway, because it's Friday. Yeah. Alright, thanks everyone for joining me through this highly enjoyable campaign. It has been highly enjoyable. And I really need to think what the next one will be. If you have a suggestion that isn't terrible, and I've been reading a lot of terrible ones, then send them to me. I read them all, even though I don't respond to them all. Alright, Reset here will be up in a few minutes. Cheerio.